Okay, we are nearly ready to start. So it is 4 o'clock, and there will be still some people joining us, but let us start our event. You are all very welcome to our today's virtual launch of RSI platform created by TRANSLIT LSP. Today, we would like to share with you information about the platform, what it does, how it can be of use to you, and we hope that you will find today's event helpful, informative, and useful. My name is Svetlana Farrell. I am the training manager in TRANSLIT, and today I will be moderating the event. It is a remote event, and we have some live streaming going on, and we have about 1,300 participants. We do hope that the technology holds and everything is going to be fine, and hopefully that will be the case today throughout the event. Today, when we are doing different presentation, you will learn about TRANSLIT's RSI platform. You will have a chance to meet TRANSLIT's team, people behind RSI platform and people who have created it and going to be working with you on it. You will watch a live demo of TRANSLIT RSI, and also at the end of the event, you will have a chance to ask your questions. In the chat feature of Zoom, there will be an Q&A RSI person. So if you do your questions specifically for that person, not just for everyone, but choose the RSI Q&A, then we will be able to monitor those questions. And we would like you to stay with us throughout the event, because at the end of our presentations today, we would like to give you some special offers related to our platform. And also, I'm sure there will be a few surprises throughout the event as well. And don't forget to share our event on social media. And you would have probably seen this hashtag already that you can use if you wanted to do that. So first of all, before we continue any further, we'd like to see where you are based, because we can see from the chats that are coming in that people are from many different parts of the world. If you go to menti.com, menti.com, and use the code which is shown here, 4642429, you'll have a chance to answer that question. So you're welcome to do that and just go in and see, can you give us some idea? I know just from looking through the chat that we have people from America, we have Rome, Malaysia, Portugal, so obviously a lot of different places here, people of Russia, Guatemala. You can see the names on the screen. We have Mexico, Ireland, where we are based, Colombia, Argentina. That's lovely. You can see that we literally, we definitely hit every continent and many different countries. Let's just have a look. Anything else we have? Belgium, Spain, Germany, Milan in Italy, Costa Rica, Turkey, Thailand, United States, Germany. That's really good. That's really good. Egypt. Okay, the more the merrier, as they say. So we're delighted to have you all. And good morning to all of you for whom it is the morning, and good evening to those like on our side of the world. So we're into the evening at this stage. And I hope you all will enjoy this presentation. So let's go back to our event. And first of all, we'd like to show you a little video of the TRANSLIT RSI platform. Let's see, can we get that organized? Okay, so really, it is so true to say that the last year, 2020, taught us so many new things, and there has been so many changes that really forced us into working and living in a different way. So I'd like to pass the mic to Alex Chernenko, the CEO and founder of TRANSLIT. And Alex, I'm sure will tell you how these all events affected our company, and just also tell you some background of TRANSLIT and RSI platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome on our today's event. I can't explain how happy I am and how excited I am. We have over 1,300 people registered for the event, and I can see that we have almost 1,000 attendees. This is fantastic, and I just would like you to thank for finding time to be here. And let me tell you a little bit about TRANSLIT journey. It started about 20 years ago when I was a freelance translator and interpreter. I came to Ireland 17 years ago, and I started the company back in 2009. So I always refer to TRANSLIT as an 11-year-old language service provider and a 2-year-old startup. So our mission was always to help people to get access to language services. It's been at the core of our business. And if you look at different services, many agencies or many language service providers, they position themselves as translation and interpreting. A TRANSLIT interpreting is in the DNA. We put it always first, we put it before translation. That's our expertise, and that's what we've been doing for the past 11 years. Fast forwarded, we've been providing the services, and then back in 2018, we made a decision to build a very innovative product that was essentially an Uber for interpreters. We had an idea of allowing anybody, whether it's individual or business, to be able to book an interpreter online the same way as you would order a pizza or you would order a taxi. For that, we required funding. So we got back up by Irish investors, Clash Rock Capital, in order to build the software. A year later, we launched our product, which was Translate.com, interpreter management platform and marketplace. Since then, we were able to have more than 2,000 users. Some of you may have already heard about it. And we were very excited. We hope that this project would allow agencies to book translators, interpreters, manage them for their interpreting projects. And then 2020 came. Nobody was expecting it. Nobody thought that this would come to our world. But all live events got canceled. Conferences got canceled. On-site interpreting got canceled. We, as many other language service providers, have seen all on-site bookings being canceled and essentially moving online. We didn't know what to do. There were many problems that were associated, and we shared those problems with the audience, interpreters, agencies, clients. The travel is limited. People couldn't travel as easy. There is a number of restrictions of people joining together. There are health and safety and hygiene concerns when it comes to interpreting, especially around using the same headsets. Limited resources. If interpreters can't travel to a destination, somebody has to use local. It's taking time to set up, and interpreters are not available, basically. But we didn't give up. We saw an opportunity. The demand for interpreting services has tripled during 2020. Even European Parliament starting to use RSI technology and remote interpreting. So we thought, what else can we do? Our platform is not picking up. There is no offsite events. Let's build a product that is actually allowing interpreting to be working online. And we came up with the idea to build Translate RSI. RSI stands for Remote Simultaneous Interpreting. For some of you who may not heard this phrase before, there are other fancy names, which is VAT, which stands for Virtual Interpreting Technology, and IDP, which is essentially Interpreting Delivery Platform. So all of those names is actually Translate RSI Platform. What benefits we included in it, and why RSI should be a product that you would consider for your events? There is no need for expensive equipment. It's fast to set up and less time. Before, for a large event, you would have many technicians, audio-visual personnel running around. Now you just have one technician that would set up the connection. The interpreters would be working remotely, and there is less hassle. It's safe because interpreters are based remotely, and it's also safe for the audience because they are using their own headphones on a mobile app. When they're listening to the audience, they're not given any sanitized equipment. It's scalable. So you could have 10,000 users at your event. Even you could have now listeners to your event that are not present there. It's secure, all the traffic is encrypted, and there is no travel needed, which is essentially saving time and money for the audience. And now you can access best interpreters globally. Before, you could have interpreters local that you would invite. With remote interpreting, you could book any interpreter from the top of the class for your event, and it's the mobility. Before, if you're using infrared headphones, you would not be able to move far from the space. Now you could just move around, walk, even get outside of the building and still be able to listen to the event with your mobile device. So what would be the benefits for interpreters then? Again, we mentioned safety because the interpreter could work themselves. They're not sitting in a booth with a colleague in a stuffy air. There is no travel needed, so they're saving time and money as well, not getting to the assignments. They could be working from any location. This is actually a dream for interpreters. They could become a true nomads. And it's quick to learn when you look at it from a point of view that any interpreter who got used to hardware equipment, it's quite easy for them to actually transition to remote simultaneous interpreting. So what would be the typical uses of the RSI application? Conference is probably the biggest one, whether it's online or offline, it could be used. And now we see more meetings and webinars come into place. So they would be, the three main use cases for RSI technology. You probably be wondering how Translate is different from other RSI providers. Actually, in October, just last year, 2020, Common Sense Advisor released a report mentioning there are 18 RSI providers in the world. So is Translate just another product that got added to the list, or how are we different to the rest? I'm going to explain it to you right now. So the platform itself is flexible. We are not affiliated or we're not integrated directly with any conference solution. So Translate RSI can work over Skype, can work over Zoom, Hangout, or any other conference tool, whether it's going to be one of the new trendy ones like Revo, or it could be something like you name it. And actually, in the comments in the chat, you probably could write the conference tool that you are using at the moment. We would like to hear that. So it's easily scalable. I mentioned that already. Translate RSI could go to 10,000 users, 50,000 users. You just pay for the traffic. Training included. So unlike some of our competitors, we decided that we're going to train your team and your interpreters if you buy the RSI with us, or if you book it with us, we're going to train your team. We're not going to charge you on top for that. So that's something that not others are doing. This is our commitment, and we plan to do it. We can't promise for how long, but this is how we're going to do it at the early stage of our product launch. It's pay per use, so we're not going to charge you for any monthly subscriptions. Whatever scalability you need, depending on the number of users and time, you just pay for the usage. And it's add-on services. So Translate has been providing interpreting for 11 years. We're experts in this field, so we know all your pain points. We know everything that could go wrong, and it's additional services that you get with the product. It's not just the product you're getting people who know this industry inside out and will support you. We will assist you, and we'll make sure that your events, they run smoothly. And what we are planning to do is add the support of integrated management and marketplace translate.com. So you'd be able not just to use RSI on its own, but you would also be able to book, schedule, and do it in a one infrastructure. We have huge plans. You may be wondering what's coming next. What is the roadmap for Translate? And this is what we're planning to do. The white label option. We have launched this product on rsi.live website, which is essentially a white label domain. And all of you who will be getting a room, or you will be using a white label domain, and we'll remove the Translate logo at some stage. So you'll have an option either to use it as it is or to add a white label capability. So what we would like to do is put clients first, that you could share it with your audience. It's going to be you can brand it in any way you want, and this feature is coming soon. I already mentioned that we are in the process of integrating Translate.com with the RSI product to make it a complete package that you could use to book, manage, and schedule your events. And our business strategy and model is actually transitioning from service to a software as a service. So what we'd like to do is, shift our focus from providing the services to direct consumer, is actually building a number of technology products for the interpreting industry and supporting other players, language service providers or interpreters. So what we'd like to do is become your provider from a software point of view rather than the service provider itself. This is our direction for the business going forward. And if you look at the bigger picture, Translate RSI is making remote interpreting simplified. This is the first step of a journey. The next step, that would be Translate making interpreting simplified. We want to simplify interpreting for the LSPs, for the interpreters, and for the users. It wouldn't be possible to achieve this without our fantastic team. Actually, our headcount has grown from 10 to 20 in just a year. And everything that you've seen so far, the products, the service, the highest rating, it's all thanks to the guys. So I would like to take this moment and to thank my colleagues who made this happen. They've been preparing for this event, probably even preparing more than I did myself, but I would like to thank them for making it happen. And finally, I would like to end my little presentation with the quote from Bill Wood. That was the guy who patented RF transmitters, one of the pioneers of the industry. I took it from the Interpreters America website, which recently closed. But the quote states, "Interpreters will not be replaced by technology. They will be replaced by interpreters who use technology." So Translate build the technology for the interpreters and for the service providers. I would encourage you to use it. And I'm passing the word back to Svetlana.
Okay, Alex, thanks very much. And I hope this presentation answered some of your questions and gave you good answers. And we would like to get some answers from you as well. We know that many of you might have already come across RSI platforms and working with remote simultaneous interpreting. So we'd like to ask you a couple of questions about your experience with that. And for that, I would invite you to go back again into menti.com, menti.com. Okay, and we can have the, sorry, we need our login. I hope you can see it, it's obscured on my screen. Here we are. 2482799 is the code. And the first question we'd like to ask you is this: what factors are the most important ones that you consider when you choose an RSI platform? As you can see, we have different options. There's price, security, safety of the system, ease of use, and customer support and training. So if you can pick whichever one you think is most important, that would be interesting to see. Now I think that's amazing. Actually, ease of use seems to be coming up on top, even though the other ones are shifting between themselves. Price is obviously coming into the second place, which is fair enough. And ease of use is still champion for us. Okay, customer support and security keep interchanging at the bottom, third and fourth place. And I suppose they are also important, but it is, I think it's interesting that as you are non-technical users of a very technical product, I can see how you would feel that the ease of it, how easy to use it is very important to you. Okay, very good. Now there is the next question. You can actually press the button on the same page which you've opened, and there is a second question, which is, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to remote interpreting tools? And some of you, I see, already have answered. Now let's see what's available there. Training is coming in. So to be trained in the platform is obviously very important. Not having a commercial representative in my region. Sound quality, yeah, that's obviously for interpreters a big thing, the quality of the sound that is transmitted. How to get one's client on board, and also the fact that the clients normally want to use their own platform. That's an interesting point. Not being able to listen to my booth mate, that's a big point for people who work with RSI platforms that don't allow for that functionality. Lack of polish in interpreting features, lack of polish, sorry, in interpreting features, relay, handover, listening to colleagues, etc. Now that gives us a really good view of what you think might be your difficulties when you're working with the remote interpreting tool. And that brings us to our next speaker, who I would like to introduce. And it is Alex Gusev, who is TRANSLIT's Business Development Manager. And Alex has been involved with the development of this RSI platform from the start. And he's probably the man to answer a lot of questions and to give us really a good overview of the platform. So Alex, over to you.
Thanks, Svetlana. Thanks for the introduction. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the event, and I think you can now see my slides. Right, so I've just recently joined the TRANSLIT team, and actually what I brought on the table is my 5 years of experience in remote simultaneous interpretation. So I'm going to be the one who actually show you how the platform looks and run through the main features of it, right? So from the listener's point of view, TRANSLIT RSI is a smartphone app. We were actually in a hurry to share the news with you and run this demo. So currently we only have the iOS app available, but the Android one is going to be released within the next week. So using the app, attendees are able to listen to interpretation as if it is a traditional infrared receiver. So there's no way listeners can see the video or talk. We believe that it is still one of the most user-friendly ways to deliver simultaneous interpretation. And that also makes it suitable both for online and on-site events. So for on-site events, your smartphone works as a device to replace an infrared receivers, and for online events, well, it's just as an interface to access the interpretation. So the app gives you an opportunity to see the session's name, logo, and the list of preset languages. And we also made it possible to access interpretation via the web link in case like anybody has only like one laptop, for example. And a bit later, we're going to do a live demo with my colleague Dara, and he will provide all the further instructions. So now let's move to the interpreters interface, interpreters room. This is basically a web link interpreters access from their devices, and that's an example of the first screen. So after choosing the relevant language pair, this is basically what you see. The main booth interface. You can see the floor and hear the floor and your booth mates as if you were in one place in one booth. You can manually mute and unmute floor and booth mates audio and video feeds, like go on air, mute yourself, or switch to the relay language, for example. And for better coordination, we also have internal booth chat, several hotkeys that could be helpful for handover, and optional, as I mentioned before, audio and video connection between the booth mates. We have developed the first version in strong coordination with experienced remote interpreters, and it may be a bit minimalistic, but on the other hand, it has all the necessary function, and our development plans are also very ambitious. Another interface that we have, we call it a presenter's interface, is just one of the options that can be used to deliver the audio and video feed from the floor to interpreters. So for on-site events, for on-site event formats, it is a web link that is used to grab all audio microphone output from the stage and stream it along with the webcam or video capturing like equipment feed. For online events, it is used together with software as OBS or vMix to stream the feed from any existing video conferencing solution, let's say from Microsoft Teams, to hop in directly to the booth. Alternatively, interpreters can access the meeting and listen to the feed as like ordinary participants, just keeping their microphones and webcams muted. In that case, interpreter's interface will only be used to receive the feed from the booth mate and relay matters. Interpreters can choose between one device or two device setting, and we also use special software to avoid the original feed linking to the interpretation channel. So, yep. Now let's move on to security. In terms of security and servers configuration, like for this first version, we decided to go with the cloud-based WebRTC server providers. And we believe we used the best ones. And I'm talking about TalkBox, which is Vonage Holding, and Agora. They're based in San Francisco. So using different providers allows us to keep the latency at 200, 600 milliseconds, no matter of participants' location and distances. And we also can cover mainland China. And all the data is end-to-end encrypted, and for different purposes, we use 128 and 256-bit encryption. And we are also GDPR compliant. And probably my final point is that this version of TRANSLIT RSI is capable of serving any existing activity and format of communication with remote simultaneous interpretation. And it can be offline and online from 5 to 50,000 people in one conference room, streaming and broadcasting integration, and basically any number of language pairs and any size of the interpreters team. But the future view is, of course, becoming a complete virtual remote interpreting provider. So we now have RSI, TRANSLIT also has the CRM, like the management platform. So the next stage would be video remote interpreting, and I'm talking about a consecutive interpretation now. So we're going to build like an, umbrella brand for remote purposes. Thank you very much. And now I'm passing the mic back to Svetlana. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Okay, Alex, thank you very much. And it was interesting just to see various features of our RSI platform. What I noticed there is that how much attention you put into making it easy to use and comfortable to use for interpreters. In fact, we have already worked with that platform with very experienced high-level interpreters in real-life situations. And we would like to show you some testimonials which were given to us by those interpreters.
Hi, my name is Alexander Ponomarev, and I am the chief interpreter of the Olympic Games. Like most of you, with the advent of the pandemic, I had to re-examine my priorities and adapt to the new norm, which RSI has very much become part and parcel of. What is more, I am sure that it is here to stay and will be widely used even after we go back to business as usual. For the last 6 months, I have been working with Alexei Gusev and provided my input to improve his platform's functions and user interface. I think it is great that new emerging RSI products are being developed and becoming more and more versatile and robust. This will most certainly help us overcome new challenges in the future.
Hi everyone, my name is Artem. I'm a professional conference interpreter. I'm a member of ATA, American Translators Association, and IFT, International Association of Professional Translators and Interpreters. I'm really excited to see the presentation of a TRANSLIT RSI platform. This company have been working tirelessly to make the life of professional interpreters easier.
My name is Fanny. I have had a very good experience working with TRANSLIT and their new tool for conference interpreting, and the team were fantastic. They provided perfect support. Altogether, a very good experience, and I recommend working with TRANSLIT and their new tool.
Wonderful. So here's some feedback that our interpreters gave us. And I'm sure that when you get a chance to try out TRANSLIT RSI platform, you probably will enjoy working with it as well. Now, as our next step, I would like to give you an opportunity to have a look at TRANSLIT RSI platform from a point of view of a language service provider, because we have a huge amount of interpreters joining our launch today, but we also have a great amount of other LSPs and translation and interpreting agencies. So I'd like to present our next speaker, Julia Tikhonova. Julia is our customer success manager, and she works on all our interpreting projects and has actually run real life important and quite comprehensive RSI interpreting projects as well. I'm sure many of you might have met Julia already. So Julia, over to you for your little presentation. Hold on, we need to unmute you, Julia, sorry. Yeah. Okay,
thanks very much. It's good. Hello everyone, my name is Julia Tikhonova, and as Svetlana mentioned already, I'm a customer success manager and interpreting project manager in TRANSLIT. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining our event. Thank you for all your support and interest. Today, I will tell you how our relationship with RSI started. No worries, I won't be long. I do not want to lie by saying we did not think about it before. We did, as Alex Chernenko said already, but it was just a plan for future. As to most of LSP companies, the year of 2020 brought loads of challenges. With the movement restrictions, big group gathering limitations, it became impossible to deliver simultaneous interpreting in traditional way. Companies had to cancel so many events, and it certainly reflected our work too. Here in Translate, we try to find the best solution to keep helping companies to proceed with their events. And remote simultaneous interpreting was the right choice. RSI has so many benefits compared to traditional simultaneous interpreting services. It saves so much time to project managers, as myself, to allocate the right resources for the projects, as it gives a bigger pool of translators worldwide to choose from. Why? Because they operating from their locations without coming out from their houses. No traveling, no extra cost, no accommodation cost. Wow, no limitation to the amount of attendees for your events. That's it. We decided we want to get to know this guy better. We tried to work with a lot of RSI platforms, and I must say we are amazed about their work. Translate was working with many interpreters and clients and kept collecting the feedback about what is the most important to have to provide the best services and to make the work for interpreters easier. Time for setting up, technical and equipment requirements, possibility to see your partner in a booth, quality of sound, friendly interface, risks. Oh, it was loads and loads and loads. While organizing our RSI projects, we came to the point that we could save much time and resources if we have our own RSI platform. So we gathered all necessary information, nice to have to have, right to have, and here you go. Translate RSI Platform is here. We have to admit, same as bringing loads of challenges, 2020 gave us a boost to develop our own platform. Me, as a LSP representative and interpreting project manager, personally unbelievably happy about our new RSI platform, and the same, I will be happy to share this wonderful platform with you, show you, help you, teach you how to use it, and hope to participate in your projects too. By the way, when you are placed in order with Translate platform, interpreters training is fully free. The same as we benefit from the platform, I want you to benefit from it. Which benefits am I talking about? Okay, so no hardware requirements. The event can be organized in very short notice. Unlimited language pairs participating in your event. No limit to the number of guests. And certainly time and cost saving. Is it not great? So please be in touch and I will be more than happy to introduce you to Translate RSI platform closer. Hope to see you soon. Thanks a million. Svetlana, the word back to you.
Okay, thanks very much, Julia, for your presentation and your point of view as a representative of an LSP. Now, I feel we've done a lot of hard work already, and probably it's a little time for maybe a break for all of us. What we would like to do with you is to introduce Ciara Callanan-Ryan, a professional dancer, professional Irish dancer, I must say, who have created for us a special presentation for you. This is an exclusive Irish dance for this event. And I just probably would like to say that Ciara has been doing Irish dancing since the age of 3. And she is internationally known. She has performed at really sort of popular shows, and one of them was the show for the 25 years of River Dance. You might have seen River Dance dancing extravaganza, which is a really fascinating show. So I hope you enjoyed this little dance, this little presentation, and we'll see you soon after it.
Hello everybody, my name is Ciara Callanan-Ryan and I would like to wish Translate the very best of luck with the launch of Translate's RSI technology. I have been touring the world for 5 years with the global phenomenon Riverdance, and I have put together this taster of traditional Irish music and dance for you all. From the ancient Irish walls of Leap Castle, best wishes to Translate, and I hope you all enjoy.
No, I hope you all enjoyed it, and probably if we had a chance to hear you, maybe I hope there is some cheering and applause. And I just want to assure you that every member of Translate team can dance at that level. So that's what we do during our lunch break. So the next speaker I would like to introduce is Dara Small, Translate's PR and content manager. And Dara is going to give us the live demonstration of Translate's RSI platform. Dara, over to you.
Thank you, Svetlana. Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that piece of entertainment there, because that's my fiance, actually. But anyways, I'm here today to talk you through how the listeners will use our app. So in order to access interpretation, you need to download the app to your smartphone. The app is available on iOS at the moment, and it will be available on Android before the end of the week. But for the time being, for this presentation, I'll be using my iPhone. So for everyone out there that has an iPhone, can you please get them out and just follow me on screen, please? Right, so that's you should be able to see my screen now. So I'll go through this nice and slowly so everyone can keep up. If you all go to the App Store and just enter the name TRANSLIT RSI, put that into the search bar, please. I'll do this with you, don't worry. And then if you just click Get. Then the next screen you will see will be something like this. You simply double click the button on the right of the phone to install the app. Following on from there, you'll go back to the original app location, and then you need to click Open. Now at last you get to experience the home screen for TRANSLIT RSI. At the bottom of your screen, you will see Enter a New Event. I want you to click on that. Okay, here you will have an option to scan the QR code. That's if it's being demonstrated to you on the screen. Or you will enter a 6-digit code that will have been sent to you by organizers of your event. For now, I'll show you the code, and you can just scan this to enter the 6 digits on the left. So for example, if you want to scan this, all you have to do is bring your phone up to the screen and it will scan automatically. I'll leave that up for a few seconds. Once you've entered the code, you will have an option as to which language you wish to use. Okay, so you select your preferred language, and for the purpose of this, I want you to select English. And then see at the bottom of the screen, you select Confirm. For the best experience, we recommend using earphones from here. This will be a live trial. I'm going to treat you to some native Irish, and my colleague Lucy will give us the English version of what I'm saying. I'll give you a few seconds, and then you will be able to experience real-time translation. Ní hé lá na gwe lá na scoilm. Go nairi an táliv. Now that you've experienced English, I'll show you how easy it is to change to a different language. If you go back by clicking Leave the event and then go to the bottom of the screen, you can enter browse a list of live events. So just go to the bottom of the screen and click on that button. This is the next screen that comes up. You just click on TRANSLIT RSI Launch there. So we're back here again. So this time I want you to change the channel. You will be using Gaeilge, which stands for Gaeilge or Irish. I will speak in English this time and you will hear Lucy talking in Irish. Okay, so if you put your headphones in again, we'll go ahead. The day of the big wind is not the day to fix your roof. May you all have good luck. Right, that's the end of the live demo for now. Now that you've experienced how quick and easy it is to actually use the app, I'll just summarize quickly how the benefits. It just takes a few seconds to download. It doesn't take up much space on your phone, and the mobile data will suffice to use it. You can now participate in any event you want, and I'll hand you back to Svetlana.
Thank you, Dara. That was very informative, and I hope people enjoyed a bit of Irish. We mentioned a few times during this event that we have some surprises and some gifts for you today, and I would like to ask Alex to tell us what those are.
Well, it's unfortunate that we can't get feedback from the audience in real time and we can't feel your energy, but we promise to have a few gifts, a few bonuses and prizes for our attendees. So again, I would like to thank for everyone who stayed with us until this far, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of entertainment. So here's what we're gonna give to you, essentially all our exclusive attendees. As mentioned already, everyone will get a free training. So whether you want your internal team of interpreters, your colleagues, or your clients to have a run with us to prepare for the big event, we're gonna do it for you at no cost. We're also gonna give 20% discount to all the attendees on your next order. So if you wanna give it a try, we're gonna give you the standard pricing and apply the discount that you could use for your order to give you a taster. And we're gonna also give you a free account. We haven't decided yet, it's going to be for a week or for a longer time, but you're going to get a full account with no watermarks that you could use yourself with your team or with your client for demo purposes. So they're the three things that you will receive. I also would like to announce our referral program that we are starting with the launch of TRANSLIT RSI. We welcome partners, whether you are a language service provider or interpreter. If you are not providing RSI services yourself, or if you don't want to deal with the client for whatever reason, if you just want to refer to somebody like ourselves who could actually take care of the client, answer their questions, give them the demo, give them the tool. If you refer the client to us, you will receive a commission. And if you would like to find out more about that, please contact us using the form and the link that you will see shortly. So we welcome partnerships. Reach out to us to find out about that. But that's one of the ways for LSPs and for the interpreters to make additional income from the orders that you don't want to process yourself. And finally, we have a couple of physical gifts. So it's not just virtual, it's not just discount. We actually have a couple of gifts provided to us by Causa. This is how it looks. I'm not sure if you can, yeah, maybe you can see my picture. I'll show it to you a bit later. We will post them to you. So if you go into social media and you take screenshots of these slides, or you just use TRANSLIT RSI hashtag and you put it on your own social media, our team will go and hunt you down and actually pick up a couple of lucky winners, and we will reach out to you, we'll contact you. If you give us your postal address, we'll post a gift to you. You know, the New Year and Christmas are over, but we still have a couple of gifts that we want to give away. So please do use social media, do use the hashtag to receive those guests. And just a reminder, this is the hashtag that you would use, TRANSLIT RSI. Now, what I'd like to do is something special, something that we could do on a live event. If I was standing on the stage, I would pick up my smartphone and I would turn to the audience and say, let's take a selfie. But instead of that, we're going to do it online. So what I'd like, this is actually a peek from our Christmas parties. You can see where it's a little bit festive, and we want to continue this festive mood if we can into 2021. But I'm going to stop screen sharing at the moment. And what I'd like everyone to do, please turn on your camera. All the attendees that we have here in the audience, if you could please turn on your camera. And my team, we're gonna take a few screenshots, slide them through different phases, and then we're just gonna post them to the social media. And if you find yourself, you may be able even to tag you later. That's kind of one of the ways. So if you want to make a funny face, if you just want to wave your hand, the screenshots are currently being taken. So please, be yourself, or send us a wish, or say RSI, or whatever you want to do. It's just a way for us to include everybody. And I can see we have 15 pages of people. There's more than 400 people who joined the Zoom. There's about 200 on YouTube. So we had 600 to 700 attendees. That's really amazing. And again, I can't express thank you. I'm seeing waves here. I'm seeing smiles, and it's so great to be seeing smiling people. That's how 2021 should be. I really wish that we're gonna continue the positive atmosphere. It's good to start the year with something new. I'm wishing you success in your careers, whether you're an interpreter, you're running your own business, or you're a client who's just looking to get services for themselves. I really wish you success in 2021. Add technology to your pipeline. Okay, we're still taking the photos. Oh my God, there's so many people here. I'm very excited. So Svetlana, maybe you take the microphone from me for the final session of our presentation, questions and answers.
Okay, lovely to see you all, not just little black squares. And yeah, all I can say is just to join in with Alex, wishing you all the best for the future. And really, we all need to embrace technology. And I'm saying it as a person whose interpreting career started with hauling around huge tomes of dictionaries, going into on-site interpreting assignments. So the next thing we would like to do with you is to actually address the questions that you have sent to us, and also to try and get answers to those things that you are interested in. We have a panel, we have a questions and answers panel, and that is going to be our two Alexes, Alex Chernenko and Alex Gusev, and Julia. There are loads of questions have come in. Please bear with us. We probably will not be able to get through all of them. We'll just maybe mention those which seem to come up again and again. But always remember that we don't disappear after this event. You can always contact us. There will be information on the last slide how to get in touch with us if you have any unanswered questions. And just from looking through the questions that have come in, I suppose the first one I would like to ask is this one. As an interpreter, how do I suggest TRANSLIT RSI to the client? Who do I talk to about this? So if an interpreter wants to suggest TRANSLIT RSI to their client for an event, what are they to do about it? Would somebody take that, please?
Yeah, well, the interpreter could contact us, and we have a number of ways that the referral program would work. They could just refer the client, refer anybody to TRANSLIT, and they could mention their name. That's the obvious one. But what we also are doing at the moment is giving essentially a referral links to the interpreter. So if interpreter wants to have a form or a website link that they just share without actually mentioning their name, there is also an automation. So we have manual way to refer, or there will be a dedicated referral link.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Another question that has come in a number of times in various sort of guises is this: if one event has breakout rooms, say in Zoom or in any other facility, then how can RSI, Translate RSI platform sort of facilitate that? What do we do then? Maybe, I don't know, Alex Gusif might be the right person. So, you know, sometimes interpreters are interpreting at a large event, and then the audience breaks out to discuss different parts, say, of the agenda before they get together to, you know, do the plenary session. So how does RSI help in this situation? How do we, you know, direct them?
Yeah,
off work?
sorry if I'll be a bit too, technical, but basically, look, one virtual conference means one pair of, codes, QR code and 6-digit code for the listeners and the web link for the interpreter. So basically, if people are jumping to the breakout session, that means that interpreters get to the another link to another booth, and listeners will need to enter the next code. Let's say for the main session, we have first 6 digits. For the breakouts, we have another codes, and organizers can provide the list of the codes. Once you enter the code once, you don't need to do this again. You press like exit the conference, and then you will have the list of all the sessions that you visited. So you will be able to just click on it without putting the numbers in. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, very good. Yeah. The other question, again, came in a few different formulations, is that
I guess this was a very important question. Right, Alex, I think.
Alex is muted as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was a censorship on the question. So I have it. was it Zoom censoring the question or somebody else? Yeah, the censorship is now a big topic. Well, while Svetlana is joining, I have the questions here on my phone, so I could just read the latest one, and my colleagues could help me. Can interpreters see the video feeds of both the speaker and their boothmate at the same time, or does it require switching tabs? Julia, would you like to take it?
Okay, hi again. And as Alex Gusif already told you, so there are a few options where first interpreters could see both and his booth partner and video feed from the stage if it happens on site, if the event is happening on site, or either if it's full online event. In this case, there would be involved another platform like Zoom or MS Teams, depending what are you using. And in this case, the video feed translators would be taken from that platform, and they still would see their booth partner from the actual remote online booth.
And Alex, if you want to add there that from the video feed, how flexible is the video feed for the?
Yeah, well, the short answer to that question is yes. So interpreters can see the feed from the stage and the feed from their boothmate at the same time and hear. So I've seen the question also about the audio connection. So yeah, it is possible to receive the feed from the boothmate and the feed from the speaker at the same time. However, you can manually like adjust it, the volumes, or like mute one of the feeds completely. So it's pretty flexible.
Thank you. Well, while Svetlana is rejoining, I'm going to continue reading the text. I may read and answer them straight away, but that's the reality of today's remote work. So can you interface with WebEx? Some clients can only use WebEx for internal policy reasons. And I already covered that part, that an interpreter could be a member in the WebEx meeting. So there is no need to actually interface in a way. They just listen to the participation, and then the audience would listen using the mobile app or a web interface. So there's gonna, the answer is it can work with WebEx, but there is no integration in a way. Our product is a layer on top of any conference tool, pretty much. So it can work with WebEx attendees. Alex, would that be correct to say?
Yes, absolutely. So I guess a lot of you know that there are two types of RSI solutions currently. So there are like complete solutions that act as a video conferencing tool just with interpretation feature, like for example, Zoom, right? And there are add-on solutions that require listeners using the second device most of the time. So our solution is like type 2. So yeah, it's the second device for the listeners, but it's flexibility in terms of, coming together with existing solutions. We do realize that having a complete solution is a thing to do, and we have it on our like technical roadmap. We just decided to start with that one. And, to be honest, it's always good to learn from other people's mistakes, I guess. So we all know how these platforms, move forward and develop. So we've taken that into account. Yeah.
We are just coming to 5 o'clock, which means that this is coming to the end of presentation, but we'll probably just take questions for another 5 minutes before wrapping up. So if anybody needs to leave sharp at 5, I would like to thank, we managed to stay on time. This is actually 5 o'clock. We expected it to go longer, but it's 5 p.m. And Svetlana finished her working day. That's probably why she left.
I didn't. I just got blocked out.
Oh, no, Svetlana, you have joined us. So before passing the microphone, we'll take maybe three more questions, and we'll what we may do is collect them and possibly answer them and publish the answers. That may be actually a frequently asked questions page that we will be publishing soon. That's an idea for our team. We'll just collect all the questions that weren't answered. We'll try to categorize, organize them, and create a frequently asked question page. So I'll read one technical, one meanwhile, and then I'll pass it back to Svetlana to wrap up and maybe take the last 2 questions. What happens when calling somebody in while they're listening to the app? Will they be logged out? Will they be able to listen on both inputs at the same time? So the answer is probably same way as you would be in a Zoom meeting and you would listen to the Zoom on a mobile device and somebody calls you. The call normally overtakes the conference. That is the same experience that we would get. And Alex, you could elaborate on that a little bit more.
Yes, absolutely. So basically, if you receive a call, you stop the feed from any other app. But once you finish the call, it will restore automatically, so you won't need to re-log in to the conference. And there is a way to make work both, for example, Zoom app and Translate app on the same smartphone and have two audios combined. Maybe not the best way, but at least it allows to use just a smartphone if you're on the run, for example.
Yeah. Svetlana, do we have any? Well, let's take 2 more questions before we wrap up.
There is one very important question, unless you covered it while my connection disappeared for a second. A few people asked, are you going to expand the range of languages? Are you going to add more languages to your platform? I think it's very important to make clear that the platform is not language specific. Maybe Alex, can take that. I think that people need to understand that.
I think that the question that relates to the marketplace rather than the RSI, because on RSI we could add as many language pairs as needed. So the RSI product is that we could create language pairs. If you want to even come up with your own language, we may be able to create it. It's customizable. The language pairs are customizable.
Yeah, like Klingon.
Yeah. So if the question was related to the Translate marketplace and there is a shortage of language there, that yes, we would be happy to add any rare languages that we haven't included yet.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the question, that the platform is totally open to any language. We create the room for interpreters based on whatever pairs of languages are required, and that's the situation. And the last question, probably before we finish, is about the sound quality. You mentioned, the latency, that your, the technology behind it is good enough, so there is no echo online and things like that. Alex, just for you.
Yeah. So the latency from any point on the Earth to any point is from 200 to 600 milliseconds, which is pretty simultaneous, right? The sound quality is 64 kilobits. So basically, when the app is working on a listener's smartphone, it consumes only 64 kilobits per second. That's because we basically don't stream video to the listener, right? And it means that listeners can just go on a mobile data like 3G or 4G without even needing to, connecting to a powerful Wi-Fi. So yeah, if 64 kilobits is pretty much enough to stream the voice, right? We're not listening to like opera here.
Okay, very good. I suppose we'll call this a day now for the moment. And on my own side, I'd like to thank you all for your participation in today's event. I hope it gave you a very good overview of the TRANSLIT RSI platform that we are launching today. And as we already mentioned, you can still, you can write to us, and if you have any inquiries, we'd be delighted to engage with you in answering your questions. And probably back to Alex Chernenko, the CEO of TRANSLIT, for his parting words.
Well, again, I would like to thank all the attendees for finding time to join us today. It was the first launch event we ever organized. We hope you don't judge us harshly, but we worked hard, and a big thank you to our team for putting it together. In order to contact us, to get answers to your question, to order, to receive prices, we would kindly ask you to use the contact details on the screen that you can see now. The reason said that is because at TRANSLIT, we're currently diversifying the divisions, and we have the LSP business that still is in operation. There is translit.com platform, and then there is RSI. So we have a dedicated team for each of those websites. If you contact us directly, the person may not respond your question adequately. So if you use rsi@translit.com for emails, and we really encourage you to use the form on the screen, which is bit.ly/translit-rsi. That will get to the RSI team. They would answer all your questions, give you all the information, and we really would like you to connect with us on social media. Svetlana, myself, will be sending a follow-up link to ask you to provide your feedback about the webinar and event itself. We really would like your thoughts, and if there's anything we could improve or do for you, we would be glad to do it. So again, big thank you. We hope to see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, and let's be in touch.